I am Christine Herman of Herman's Quality Meat Shop in Newark, Delaware. Welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to be talking about this piece of meat right here. It's an eye roast. Are you ready? This eye roast that I have here is part of the leg, or what we call the round of the steer. It's the thigh muscle, and this is one of the smaller roasts in that particular area of the animal, and it is a tender roast. Very tender, very lean, has some marbling in it, but not a whole lot. But it does have some marbling in it, which I'm going to show you in just a minute. And I'm going to finish trimming this up. There's not a lot here. I did some ahead of time. But I like to keep it nice and trimmed. And there's a piece right here that I'm going to take out. And trim it up. This roast is ideal for oven cooking. Some people use it as a pot roast. It's not my top roast for pot roasting, but I would use it as an oven roast, cooking it on an open rack without a cover. Most important. When I say oven roast, open rack, that's what I mean. Little tongue twister there. Pot roasts are typically always covered and have vegetables and liquid with it, whereas an oven roast is not. So I'm just going to do a little bit of trimming here. This roast isn't very big. It's only maybe 3 pounds or so when it's trimmed, so it won't take very long to cook, which is also a nice feature. This can be used in a couple different ways. We can slice it into, if you will, steaks. It can be used for Swiss steak or tenderized. I'm going to trim off some of this aging here. It can be used for cubes if you'd like, for stew. But typically, it's an oven roast. Take that little bit off. Leave that little bit of fat there for flavor. I'm going to add some strings. It doesn't really have to have them because it's a less large around and a little firmer by itself, but I'm going to add a few strings to it just for the sake of the fact that I like to put strings around roasts. I think it gives it a nicer presentation also, and I think it helps it cook a little more evenly as well. So we'll do a couple strings like so. This is also a very popular roast at the holidays. I do sell a lot of these roasts at Christmas because it is tender. Oh, what the heck, let's put one more right here. There we go, all tied. Beautiful. Just for the fun of it, let's cut this and see what the inside looks like. So you can see the nice marbling. You can see some of the marbling on the outside, but let's see what the inside looks like. Ooh, it's beautiful. It's got some beautiful marbling, but you can also see that it is leaner. There you go. So, how do we cook it? Preheat your oven to about 450. My favorite oven rack, again, open rack. Always want to put water in the bottom. 1 or 2 roasts. In this case, I'm just going to put them both here. Season your meat with your favorite seasonings. Again, whether it's salt and pepper, dry rub, garlic. You can poke some holes and put some garlic cloves in there. Cover it with your fat. Add your inch of water. That also keeps the juices from burning. and it gives you a nice au jus when you're done. The little extra there that we don't need, we can put that right there. And then bake that 400 degrees for about 10 minutes, and then reduce the temperature to 325. And this roast, you really only need to cook it for about an hour. And you're wondering why. Again, I'm going to explain. The air circulates this way. How do I show you? This way. So it's only cooking into here, not lengthwise. So it's not going to take very long for it to cook. You want this to be about 135 degrees. You don't want it to overcook because it will be dry. That is my opinion and how I like to cook my meat, especially this one. Thin slices. Serve it with your favorite vegetable, potato. Voila, you've got a delicious dinner. There you go. I round a roast. Thank you. My kitchen tip today, I want to talk to you about kitchen safety. And you're probably wondering, really? I know what to do. I know how to be safe in my kitchen. I have a couple things that I want to share with you that I think are really important. If nothing else, they're simple reminders. And just bear with me. I'd really appreciate it because I've got a couple stories that I think will help maybe drive home some of my thoughts. A couple of the easy ones, your clothes. Always keep them simple. Keep your sleeves rolled up, out of the way. Pull your hair back, male or female. Your beard, if you're a male and you've got like hair hanging, you might want to keep that away from an open flame. If you want, wear an apron for a lot of different reasons. I think maybe we'll just do one whole conversation about wearing an apron. Not only is it good to wipe your hands on, but it also helps keep your loose clothes, whether it's a blouse or a dress or a shirt, not only clean, but also from being loose in an open flame or in the oven. Always keep kids away from the stove. It's a great idea to have kids of any age learning to love cooking and learning to love being in the kitchen and helping you. To me, that is the best, absolutely the best. But you want to teach them the safety also of hot and cold, staying away from the oven door when it's open. Easy enough, you know all that. I know a lot of people that like to use their oven or their stovetop for storage. You wash your dishes, you put them on your stovetop, whether you have a cooktop or a gas range, either way, and you let your dishes dry there, whether it's plastic or a dish, a frying pan or a pot, and let it sit there. I know people that store things in their microwave or even in their oven. Personally, that scares me. Why tempt yourself when you're ready to cook and you preheat the oven and next thing you know, you've got a loaf of bread in there wrapped in a plastic bag? To me, that's not a good idea. So I always suggest that you keep items like that away from and off of the stove and the oven and the microwave. The obvious, if you're going to leave the house, turn off your oven, turn off your stove. If you get preoccupied, you're throwing in a load of laundry or you're taking a phone call, turn the burner off because you never want to take any chances. I know this is all simple, basic, smoke alarms. We all know that. But I'm going to tell you a story. And this is a true story. And I was wondering why I hadn't seen a customer of mine for like 6 months. And she came into the store and I said, "Where have you been? Is everything okay?" She said, "Well, we just moved back into our house." I said, "Excuse me, what do you mean?" She said, "Well, we had a house fire." I said, "Oh my goodness, is everybody okay? What happened?" She said, "Yes, we're fine." She was washing her dishes. She put a plastic bowl on her stove and she turned her head for not even 10 seconds. She thought she had turned the burner off, but she hadn't. She thought it was on another burner, and within seconds, it started to burn. It was caught on fire. She was able to put the fire out. She called the fire company. It was relatively simple in one regard. However, It was during the summertime when the air conditioner was on and the fan was blowing, drawing the amount of smoke that came from that one burning item all through the house, all through the ductwork. So fortunately, she did not experience a house fire where her kitchen caught on fire. However, they were out of their kitchen, out of their house, their entire house they could not live in for over 6 months while they had to get all of the smoke out of the system. Can you imagine, from something as simple as putting a plastic bowl on a burner that you thought was off? So please, I highly suggest, don't use your stove as storage. Another quick story. Trivets, I love trivets, but I have a habit of cleaning up after myself. So I cook, I put something on it, I'm done, I put it away. Great, easy enough, no problem. You're probably wondering why I have 2 new mitts and 1 old mitt. I'll tell you another story. I was using my broiler one day, and I had my mitts, and I put my hand in, pulled out my item from the broiler, set it on my trivet, took my mitt off and set it on the counter, turned my back for a second, came back to my item. What's that smell? What's that smell? All of a sudden, I realized there was a little flame coming out of my oven mitt. Here, inadvertently, when I had reached in, I had touched the top of the mitt to the top of the broiler, and it caught on fire. Scared the bejeebies out of me, I'm not going to lie. Had I had done what I normally do, which was taking this and putting it in the drawer that it belongs in a matter of seconds, I would have lost my entire house. Speechless. Please learn from others, and please be safe. Thank you. I roasted beef. Why not? Give it a try. It's simple, it's easy, it's quick to cook, versatile, and it's delicious. Has a lot of nice marbling to it, but not too much. And it's tender and juicy. Give it a try. Thank you. And I hope this video was helpful, and I hope you will remember to subscribe to our channel, like us, give us a couple thumbs up, share it with whoever you want, because someone else might want to enjoy an eye roast as well. Thank you so much for being part of the Herman family. God bless you.